faith. Faith in yourself. I urge you to follow your bliss. They say when your feelings and your thoughts are in conflict, it'll destroy you. You have more potential than you give yourself credit for. You can be anything you want to be. Understand that your actions to thoughts take you wherever you go, and you can control your life by controlling what you think about and how you react to it. Know what's right and what's wrong, and don't be swayed from day to day by conformity. Don't be embarrassed by your beliefs. Know you've done your very best and be honest with yourself. Be the best you can be and bounce back when times get tough. Faith in your fellow man. Remember today and always that the true worth of a person is not the values of the things that he owns, but the values by which he lives. Should there come a time when you find it difficult to believe in these values in yourself or life itself, find comfort in these words. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you're successful, you'll win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness will make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest people with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest people with the smallest mind. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend your years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help but may attack you if you help them. Help them anyway. Give the world the best you have and you might get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. So let each of us go forth and seek to speak for those who have no voice and have fun doing it. Faith in America. Don't take your freedoms for granted. If it were not for America, there would not be much freedom in the world. Over half the world's people live under dictatorship. Faith in our system of government, and thanks for those who fought to preserve it. And faith in God. I believe in a greater power. I believe there's a God because I've seen so many ordinary people do so many extraordinary things. So in our pursuit of happiness for ourselves, we should have great concern for human rights. So I encourage you to speak out even though it doesn't affect your life when someone's being wronged. There was a diary found in Berlin, Germany in 1945 that was written in 1938 by a minister, and it went like this. When the Nazis came, they came for the communists, and I wasn't a communist, so I didn't speak out. And then they came for the Jews, and I wasn't a Jew, so I didn't speak out. And then they came for the trade unions, and I didn't belong to a union, so I didn't speak out. And then they came for the Catholics, and I wasn't a Catholic, so I didn't speak out. But then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for anyone. In my work in the last 10 years with juvenile delinquents in Eldora and so forth, in Toledo, I'm reminded about when I first came to the city of Des Moines and started a little All-American Football League 30 years ago. And I had a kid on my team, a squad out in front of me, and I said, who's the toughest kid in the school? And they said, oh, Lloyd. Lloyd's the toughest dude anywhere. I said, where is Lloyd? They said, Lloyd said he ain't playing. And I said, well, where is he? They said, he's over in the Wilkie House area in the inner city. And I went there after the practice, and Lloyd was sitting there in the end of a basketball court with a half-inflated basketball tucked under his chin. And I said, come on, Lloyd, come out and play. Mister, I ain't playing football. I said, here's your helmet, here's your jersey, here's your shoes. Take them. If you want to play, come on out and join us. This was on a Wednesday. On a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, down this little dirt field out behind Firestone Tire and Rubber Company, is little Lloyd walking down that road, and everybody on the team say, "Here comes Lloyd, here comes Lloyd." He'd walk from south of the freeway in Des Moines, clear out behind Firestone Tire and Rubber Company to play. But to make a long story short, he captained the team, offense and defense. He was a leader of the team, and when the season was over, I called his school, Callahan Junior High in Des Moines. I said, "How's the kid doing?" He said, "They're doing so poorly he won't be able to go to high school." Well, I was too busy to worry about Lloyd in those days. A couple years later, I saw where he was picked up for stealing a car, and then a couple years after that, I saw where he was involved in a burglary where a policeman was shot and killed, and Lloyd went to prison for life. About 6 years later, there was another kid almost identically like this, captained the team, went to the same school, and I called him after the season was over, and I said, "How's this kid doing? How's Frank getting along?" "He's doing so poorly, we classify him as educationally retarded." And I said, "Wait a minute. I was too busy 6 years ago. I'm not too busy now." I called a woman on the school board, Marge Spivak. She got a hold of the superintendent of schools. They took the kid out of the classroom and gave him remedial reading skills for 4 months and brought his skill level from 2nd grade to 8th grade. He went on to Tech High in Des Moines and got a scholarship to play basketball in a small college out of Milwaukee. He graduated from college. He got married. He's got a couple kids. He's got a great job. He lives in a wonderful neighborhood. And the difference between those two lives, men, the difference between those two lives is one telephone call from somebody that cared. About it all the time. Commit yourself and never give up. Grantland Rice wrote this poem that tells the whole story in conclusion. Keep coming back without an alibi. If competition trips you up or lands you on your eye, above the din you hear this sentence filled: "We might as well let this bird through before we all get killed." You'll find the road is long and rough with soft spots far apart, where only those can make the grade who have the uphill heart. And if they stop you with a thud or halt you with a crack, let courage call the signals as you keep coming back. Keep coming back, and though the world may romp against your spine, let every game's end find you on the battling line. For when the one great scorer comes to mark against your name, he cares not if you've won or lost, but how you played the game. I want to compliment the American Legion in this great effort to give you a greater understanding of the American system and why so many millions of Americans in the last 200 years have given up their lives to protect your rights, to protect this system that gives you the freedom that you enjoy today. In closing, so as the Irish toast goes, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May sunshine warm upon your face. May rains fall soft on your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. Good luck and Godspeed.